Thanks for coming to the presentation today. My name is Paddy Nicol. I'm President and CEO of Evrim. We've got a lot of ground to cover here in the next 10 minutes, so we're going to get started straight away here. For those of you who don't know who Evrim is, we're a prospect generator, and I won't go into the aspects of the business model, but I'll tell you where we're operating. We're in the Western Cordillera of North America. We got started in 2011 in Mexico, focusing on the laramide belts, also in precious metal areas within northwest Mexico. We've since moved up into British Columbia too. We're also focused in the Golden Triangle in south central BC. The three bullets you see at the bottom are the ones I really want you to focus on for this presentation. It's the Ermitaño and Cuale projects. They've made a fair bit of news recently, and that'll be the focus of the discussion, along with our 6 joint ventures and an alliance. We expect to see 25 to 30,000 meters of drilling this year. That equates to about $7 million of partner-funded work. That's not Evrim's money going into ground, that's our partner's money. So that's a bit of a distinction to make there. Value creation timeline. We always like to talk to our investors and shareholders about catalysts or events where we think we'll see shareholder value go up in price. And we chop it up into time segments, 12 months and then 12 months to 2 years and beyond. The orange bullets that you see on the screen there represent drilling programs, and there's 6 of those. So over the next year, you're going to see upwards of 6 drilling programs take place, and what that means for investors is a lot of information, a lot of results, hence news flow, and a lot of shots at exploration success. So we hopefully will see something come up and keep that share price moving. In the longer term, we have alliances with groups like Newmont, our own ideas, our own generative efforts to feed the exploration pipeline, which is also important. Cuale. So this is one of the ones I mentioned earlier. It's only project that I'll mention that's not joint ventured in the presentation. This is a high sulfidation epithermal gold target. It's located in the southern Sierra Madres. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. When we talk about high sulfidation targets, within this part of the world, they're not common, they're rare, but when they are found and they do go on to be successful, they can become very profitable mines. They're known for their large scale, low cost, and long mine life. And there's 3 notable examples on screen. You can see El Sazal, which was discovered by a guy named Alain Charret in the early 1990s. He's now our VP of Exploration in Mexico. He was also credited with the discovery of La India when he was working with Grade Resources. That's now owned by Agnico Eagle, and also the Mulatos mine. We own Cuale 100%. We staked it. It was acquired under the Callanan Royalties Alliance back in 2012. It took 5 years to get title, and so we received title in November. Late last year, we got working on it straight away. So we focused in an area of outcropping gold mineralization. It's about a 300 by 300 by 300 meter triangle. And we took about 20 samples initially. Of the 20 samples that were taken, 12 graded over 1 gram per ton gold. So it was a great start for an early stage project. We followed that up with trenching, 3 trenches. 2 of the 3 trenches were entirely mineralized, that being Trench 3 and Trench 2. And you can see Trench 2 is 7.4 grams gold over 9.4 meters. So a fantastic start for the project. Right now, we're in the middle of the next phase of exploration, and we're working within a 2.2 kilometer by 2.3 kilometer area, following up with infill sampling new areas, mapping, additional trenching, and geophysics, with the intent to basically generate drill targets. And so this is the type of project that we look at as a prospect generator and say, do we joint venture this out, or do we keep this project for ourselves and take that drill shot? We haven't quite answered that question yet. This next round of work will answer those questions, and so sometime this spring we'll figure out if this is a project that we'll be drilling. And it's got tremendous upside. So moving up into the northern part of the Sierra Madres, this is our Ermitaño royalty. It's a partnership that we've got with First Majestic. First Majestic can earn 100% of this project by giving us a production notice supported by permits by January 2019 in exchange for a 2% NSR. The project itself, it's an epithermal target located 3 kilometers from their the flagship Santa Elena mine boundary. Drill hole 4 is the discovery drill hole that was announced in early January 2017, 18 meters, grading 11.4 grams gold. That was only the 4th hole into this vein system. Follow-up drill holes 5, drilled 200 meters to the west, grade 7.3 grams over 12 meters, and then an in-between hole, drill hole 6, 11.5 grams gold over 8 meters. First Majestic has 20,000 meters of drilling planned here in 2018. And this is what the section, Ermitaño West section, long section looks like. And this is a contour of grams per ton meters gold. And you can see that the outside, the light blue is the lower grade, but as you gravitate towards the center, towards the purple area, that's where the high grade zone sits. And this zone is now 590 meters long in strike. It's up to 210 meters deep and 11 meters thick. And it's open at depth and it's open out to the west. So there's lots of potential to add more mineralization, tonnage, and ounces. So we're very excited about this project, and it's something that could be monetized over the next year. We're going to move 40 kilometers to the north of Ermitaño now. This is a project that we just announced, well, a deal we announced 2 weeks ago, and it's a project we picked up in early 2017. It's the Serape project. Coeur can earn an 80% interest in the project by spending US $16 million, $2.5 million in cash payments, and a compliant feasibility study over 10 years. This is an undrilled target acquired on the same basis as what we see the exploration activity going on at Ermitaño. It's located near Mercedes gold mine, Premier's Gold's Mercedes mine, and also the Santa Elena mines in the valley as well, the one I mentioned earlier. We expect to see about $500,000 spent this year on the project, and we might see a drill hole or two as well. Moving up into British Columbia now, we have two joint ventures. Both are with Antofagasta. The Axe project, which is located in south central BC, and the Ball Creek project, which is located in the Golden Triangle. With respect to Axe, Antofagasta can earn a 70% interest by spending US $50 million in exploration, $800,000 in cash payments, and a compliant PEA over a 10-year period. With respect to Ball Creek, they can earn a 70% interest by funding US $31 million or providing a PFS over the next 13 years. Both projects are copper porphyry targets. Both projects are blessed with really, really good access. In both projects, the provincial highways run through them, and also high tension power lines, which is pretty rare, especially up in the Golden Triangle. This year, we'll see about $3.5 million being spent by them, and that equates to upwards of 5,000 meters of drilling. Moving back down into Mexico, this is our Cerro Cascaron project. This is a project that Elaine Charest introduced us to in 2016. It's in a lesser known part of the Sierra Madres. It was mined in the 16 and 1700s by the conquistadors and artisanally mined up until the 1950s when all activities stopped. So it's a project that has a lot of mystery to it. It has never seen modern day exploration. It's never been drilled. And so we've brought in Harvest Gold. They're a junior partner. This is the only junior partner we have, our junior company we have a partnership with. Harvest is earning an 80% interest by providing $6 million worth of work, 1.1 million cash payments, 2 million shares of their company to Evrim, and a compliant feasibility study over a 9-year period. Both groups have been working within this project now since last summer, and we've defined a vein field now that's about 18 square kilometers. And then there's also the Silver Rich Cascarita area, which is about 5 kilometers to the west. So Harvest is raising the money for it right now, and we expect to see 3,000 meters drilled in 2018. The final transaction I'll talk about is a multi-year alliance with Newmont. This is a 2-year, $1.8 million alliance for exploration activity in the Americas, looking for large-scale gold projects. We've spent $1 million over the past year. We expect to spend the same amount this year. And following the 2-year period, Newmont can elect to take any project within the AOI and earn up to an 80% interest by funding a pre-feasibility study on a minimum 2 million ounce resource over a 10-year period, and also cash payments to Evrim. Evrim can convert their equity interest at any time for a 2% NSR with a buy down, a 0.5% buy down of US $10 million. So as you can see, we're going to be busy this year. We've got upwards of 6 drilling programs, as I mentioned, 25 to 30,000 meters of drilling, $7 million of partner-funded work. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody to you guys about the financial data or who's behind the company, but please feel free to come to the Q&A session afterwards, and I'll be happy to answer those questions. Thanks.